Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today we have another Tennessee Titans franchise video. Today we are taking on the Carolina Panthers at their home stadium of Bank of America. We're going down to Carolina, so we will have that going against us right off the bat. They look to be a solid enough team, right? They apparently have a very good defense currently at the moment, going 7-5, so it looks like that defense is kind of carrying them at the moment. They do have a good passing unit for their offense. They're also one of the top teams in scoring. Not a great rush unit, and they don't defend the pass particularly well, but they do defend the run particularly good, so that will be a challenge. We're kind of equal in a lot of spots here. Besides us running the ball very effectively, both teams pretty balanced going into things. They definitely have a couple spots on us. They have a better red zone defense. They have a really good red zone defense, and that front line must be very, very good at this point. TDs allowed, they're pretty high up there, as well as us. They just have a good unit, and so we do. So do we. So it's gonna be a challenge, right? Coming off of a game where both the offense and the defense just couldn't get anything going, and that's being modest. I think is putting that out there, because we scored 14 points on special teams. We have 2 interceptions. Yes, they were late in the game, but still, I truly think this is a game where we need to come back out and play well. For some reason, I thought that was a defensive game plan, so I picked the run to challenge them, but apparently it was us. So now we have to run for 125 yards to complete that challenge. We do have some upgrade players to take care of as well. Traylon Burke, Lindsey Goodwill, Tyler Linton, Charles Menahue, and Malik Willis. I did go ahead and get the practice done like normal ahead of time, and I'm going to be honest real quick. We're without a lot of players this week. We're without, of course, Jeffrey Simmons still. Tyron Smith is out for the week. Quint Ayers is out for the week. OJ Howard's on IR, and so is Chigakonko. So we do have a lot of players down currently at the moment. Technically, have 3 players down, so we'll be with about 50 players. Granted, in real life, I think you're only allowed to carry like 46 or 47, something like that. So it's not that big of a deal. We want to be able to play some of the players anyway. So we did call up our practice squad corner, who does have star dev that we did find in free agency when the draft concluded. So we do have him up to help out on special teams for this week. I'm going to be starting Tyler Linton now as the second string receiver full time now. It's not that I don't think Bo Melton's a good receiver. It's more that Tyler Linton is such a weapon right now that we need to use him. He's going to be that future guy, and I just have to start using him even more and more now, more and more, continue to keep going. He's proven to be a weapon. He's going to continue to have all those reps coming his way. If he continues to play well, he could even see himself in the number 1 spot later this year, or even the beginning of next year at least. He has just played well and above what we thought we were getting from him, right? I thought I was going to be getting a developmental piece with good athleticism who was going to struggle maybe early on in his career. Instead, we're getting a guy that's had an immediate impact and has really changed the game for us, to be fair. He's played out of his fucking mind, and he's going to continue to do so. No real changes amongst the rest of the team going into this game. This is week 14. This is a game that puts us back in control of the AFC and puts us back on track to win the AFC and the AFC South. So yeah, without one of our star corners, he's not even technically a star because he doesn't have star development, but you know what I'm talking about. One of our mainstay outside corners, Bryce Young has had a very good season, 3,100 yards, 18 touchdowns, 10 picks. Will Levis, not as good of a year. That last week was pretty bad. A lot of it was on just the play calling as well. We got to avoid situations that we were in last week as well. Some of those situations that we put ourselves in just cannot happen again this week. Calling a screen pass against a blitz and the ball basically being thrown directly into the hands of the defender can't happen. If one guy is playing very well, we can't continue to target those guys, try to figure out a way to go around them, stuff like that. Mark Vickers, like I said, we'll get a chance to start today. He's going to be playing outside corner. We're going to keep Roger McCreary in the slot for now, but McCreary will slide outside and in certain packages, of course. So there's going to be a lot going on today. We do have to come out here and win this game. This is a game that will really control a lot for us going forward. So up to the 24-yard line comes out the Carolina Panthers, just wearing their normal unis. We're going to rock our color rush bottoms away. Bottoms today. I think it just makes it look good with them wearing darker colors. Figure lighten it up a little bit, give us that white and light blue look since they are wearing their black unis and their gray pants. Figure it will give us a little bit of a different look going forward. 1st and 10 here. Gonna immediately hand off to Chuba Hubbard, and Shire's gonna have to get there. He does. 4-yard rush for Chuba Hubbard, and Charles Menahue is already out, and BJ Hill will come in. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So, was trying not to play BJ Hill a whole ton, was trying to move Osa up, and even Dermonte Jones, get them more involved. No, it's Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is now on the Carolina Panthers. We're gonna be without Charles Menahue for the rest of the day. One more guy goes down, and we're gonna have a serious issue at D tackle. 3rd and 5 now, dropping back to pass, covering Eckler underneath. Can't quite get there, and Eckler makes a good fucking play on that route. Ran a Texas into a zig. Gets open, 8-yard reception there, and just our defense back not being able to come down quite fast enough to be able to make up the play there. We're going to bring Von Florence down in the box. Play action fake. Farley can't quite get there. I don't even know who 81 is at this point. Oh, it's Laviscus Chenault Jr. Going to be rocking 81 for him. So that just goes to show how not great their receiving core is. If Caleb Farley was going up against him almost immediately. Number 89 underneath. Yeah, I don't know a whole ton about this receiving core. Kendrick Bourne. Wow, what a receiving group. And it looks like Jonathan Mingo's still here. Don't know who 17 is. Probably a rookie or a created rookie. 3rd and 4 here. Going to drop into coverage again onto Austin Eckler. Vickers trying to get there. Makes a diving play. Just can't quite hold on to the football there. 4th and 4. Mark Vickers already trying to make plays here, which is good to see from the young, talented corner. Okay, out comes the offense at the 11-yard line. We didn't get a block on the punt return from Tony Adams, and I'm about to cut him. Have fun, Tony Adams. 1,900 yards, 18 touchdowns, 5 picks. Stat line would look really good if we didn't have that last game, of course. That last game kind of really put a big old dent into how the stats look. I mean, it's still not bad, right? 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio is not bad, to say the least. But, man, that last game kind of fucking sucked for Will Levis. 2-yard rush here from Tajay Spears. And we just got to get back to doing our own thing as well. You know, going back to the ground, continuously pounding the football. And then as soon as that defense creeps up and comes a little too close, hit them over the top, hit them short routes, get the ball out quickly. Treylon Burks here on this corner could be an option, as well as Tyler Linton on that curl. Treylon Burks open one-on-one. And no, can't fit the ball over top of the corner. Dante Jackson there, able to break it up. This defensive line shouldn't be too bad. They did draft a guy in Tarvarius Goody, as well as they still have Brian Burns. They still have Derek Brown. So this defensive line should be pretty good. And I would assume that is why their red zone defense is so talented. There in coverage is JOK, and Will Levis can't connect with Bo Melton. Good accuracy. Bullshit. If it doesn't fucking hit its target, it's not good accuracy. Not a great punt. I kicked it off the bad part of my foot, and it just went out of bounds a lot sooner than I even expected. Didn't quite hit it completely accurate, and we're going to pay for that. They're going to have a very good field position to start this drive. They pinned us deep, and then, well, it's already working for them. 1st and 10. Going to match up in man. Going to come out here. They're going to go to a play-action fake. There's Farley, and he's going to come up with a pick. You're testing one of the best ball-hawking corners in the game. 10 picks on the season for him with 4 3/4 games remaining. What a fucking joke. 1st and 10. I'm going to go back to the air here, immediately start this drive. Underneath to Spears, get him the football, get him 8. About his season average so far this year. Hasn't had a whole ton of explosive plays through the air. But we don't really ask him to do a whole ton in the receiving game. When we have to go to him in the receiving game, it's more like, hey, catch and get a couple yards here. Don't do too much. Spears, big run there up the middle on an RPO. 1st and 10 now. Up to the 47 we go. Yeah, they have JOK on that linebacking squad too, so they have 2 good backers. They got a good D-line. Looks like a rookie up front with Derek Brown as well. So, I mean, they have one heck of a unit. I'm not going to say they don't. Over the middle to Bo Melton. He's going to have a catch and run. Like I said, Bo Melton, unfortunately, going down to that wide receiver 3 position. He's still going to keep the slot, but down to wide receiver 3. So he will be running a little bit of a different concept and a bunch of different routes for him compared to what he's normally used to. Here's Bo Melton again underneath. Like I said, he's not going to change. It's not going to be it's not that I don't trust him or that I don't think he's good. It's more the fact that I want to get Tyler Linton developed. That's the major thing right now, is getting him developed. He's had such a good rookie year. He's going to continue to have a good rookie year, hopefully. 3 for 23 now for Tajay Spears on the ground. And that's just something I want to do. I want to get him more involved. I want him to be that guy going forward. It's not that I dislike Bo Melton. I've respected what he's done. For the price that we're paying him, he's going to be a wide receiver on this team for a very long time. Just as of right now, it just makes more sense to go with Linton and Burks. Going to go mountain zone here, and Haskins just straight downhill. Gets 4 there. We're going to have him in at that power back situation. Just trying to avoid those late game injuries that we've been having with Tajay Spears, of course. We've had too many of those late game injuries that I just want to kind of avoid at this point. Tyler Linton, one-on-one with Dante Jackson, and Dante Jackson's going to pull him in. A mistake by Dante Jackson, just can't quite get his head across and tackle through. Tyler Linton able to spin into the end zone and touchdown. We're going to go up 7-0 here early. We just recovered a fumble on the kickoff, and it's not in doubt. He was stood up. Ball was punched out very hard because it bounced multiple yards away from him, and we end up coming up with the recovery. We have a 1st and 10 at their own 17. Going to go immediately to the ground game here. Going to motion Josh Oliver over, get that extra blocker over there. The defense doesn't really change much, so Titus Horton and Pierce Karonsky should be able to get up to these backers pretty easily. They do, but that third backer kind of flows pretty nicely. I don't even know who that third backer would be at this point. D. Johnson, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be an edge rusher in real life. Possibly. They have Brian Burns now playing stand-up. What the fuck is this unit? Derek Brown is playing edge, so we have to run the other way then. There's no reason to run towards Derek Brown on a fucking stretch play. There's Brian Burns playing inside stand-up backer, by the way. Like, I can only try to fix these teams so much before, shit starts to happen like this, where players are playing out of position, right? I can't control depth charts. I can only control other teams' roster spots, who's playing at what positions to try to help. But outside of that, I can't do much. Going to run this little Texas route with Bo Melton. Linton's going to come in motion. I think if either one of them has a good release here, Linton could have the ball early, or looking back towards Bo Melton, we're going to run Burks on an out route, get him to the goal line and get him going. Let's see who can win their reps here. Traylon. Nope. Fuck. He didn't. The way he beat Dante Jackson, I for sure thought when he broke outside, I thought he was going to get a step, and I was going to be able to, layer it a little bit better. Not quite going there. Going to keep Sample in. We're going to send Wiley back across the other way. Just kind of get the mix mash a little bit. Wiley open, one-on-one with an edge, and Josh Wiley in for a touchdown. Our young, exciting tight end. I mean, he's not that young. He's, I think, 25 or 26 now in the franchise. So, a little bit on the older side, but still. 1st and 10 at their own 19. Try to go for the strip again. Defense comes out onto the field. They didn't get a drive last time because they were able to come up with a turnover on the kickoff. So, not having to really go for a drive there. And Bryce Young just not able to hit his target there. Pretty bad miss. And I don't think he's really had accuracy issues today. He just challenged Caleb Farley twice, and he's come up and made plays on the ball twice. So I don't think it's really an accuracy issue as of yet. There's the tight end. Looks like Hayden Hurst, possibly. Maybe Robert Tunyon. No, Greg Dulich. Something like that. He is now on the Panthers. End of the quarter here, 14-0. The offense has just played well. We've had a good play from Caleb Farley, as well as the fact that, the defense came up big as well on another stop. And then, of course, the offense has just played good enough, to say the least. 1st and 10 here. Going to fake him out with a double A-gap pressure here. Drop into coverage immediately. Take this tight end out of its route. Take him out. And then there's just up the seam. Gets behind McCreary and Kendrick Bourne. Just easy catch. Easy throw there. 59 total yards on the day for the Panthers. Going to play zone here. But we're going to actually send it the... I don't want Shire blitzing. I would rather have Evans blitzing. He's more that athlete, more that inline guy. I think he can do a much better job. Taylor Moton, their star right tackle, who's had a very good career with them, I think. I don't think he's been anything special, but he's had a solid enough career. And in the NFL, that still gets you paid. I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't. And there's Derek Wesley, the superstar rookie, continuously putting havoc on these quarterbacks. And going up against the backup now, he should have a pretty free run here at the quarterback. He just has to make a move and get there. And there's a wide receiver again, 89, Kendrick Bourne. Are you kidding me? At the 16-yard line, they're going to have a good chance to go down and make a play here. They've had some pretty big opportunities here. Austin Eckler not really getting anything going on the ground here today. Only 6 yards in total. A 1 yard rush there for him. Jair's going to have to play very good today. When these linebackers are playing excellent, I feel like then the rest of the defense kind of steps up. But I will say it's more about the edge rushers. And there's Von Florence making a big play on Jonathan Mingo, knocking it out. And yeah, Jonathan Mingo not able to hold on to that football. I'm expecting something over the head of Jair here. I'm willing to give up something underneath. 3rd and 9 here. Screen pass. Get to the outside. Somebody. Von Florence. Nobody's making a play. Dude. We can't let Austin Eckler's slow ass make that type of play there. Like, somebody just wrap up. I don't need everybody to. Just somebody at least. 1st and goal. Handoff here. Wait. What? Jeffrey Simmons is supposed to be out, by the way. Jeffrey Simmons is supposed to be out, too, by the way. What? How is he... What the... He shouldn't even be in uniform is the major thing. So if I put him here, does he come in? Question mark? That's my big thing right now. If I put him there, does he come in more? What the fuck is going on? This is how bad Madden's game is, by the way. This should show you just how bad this game is. Is this fact? Is just this fact. Jeffrey Simmons is supposed to be out 2 more weeks, and instead and now he's injured again. What? What? So yeah, Jeffrey Simmons, I guess, out. Muscle cramps. Will return soon. What? What the fuck is going on with this game? I tell you what. I don't have high hopes for NCAA. I know it's not made by the exact same team, but still, it's an EA game. 1st and 10, dropping back to pass. Treylon Burks, open underneath, catch. Hold on to it against J.C. Horn. What a fucking play there. Wheel spot dig. I think if this is zone, Burks could have something on this outside edge. Not quite. And I just can't get rid of the football. I tried so badly to get rid of it, and just nothing going there. Lou Bradley. Looks like a D tackle for them. Coming up with a big tackle there and a sack. 3rd and 16 now. I don't see anybody that I'm particularly liking the matchup against right now. Is the major thing. Josh Wiley beats his man. JOK nowhere to be found. And Josh Wiley with a big catch and run. I thought with JOK on him, I thought that was a pretty much done deal of he's going to get shut down there. Going to run this screenplay to Bo Melton. They line up in man coverage. No, but they drop into zone. Get the ball out to Bo. There's a block there from the receiver in Linton. Bo Melton gets 9 or 8. Getting up to that 44-yard line now. Into the Panthers territory as well. Which will also help us. And if for some reason this drive were to stall, we at least have good field position to where if we do punt the football away, we should be able to pin them pretty well. 2nd and 2. Play action fake. Underneath is Wiley. He's open. Nobody in that zone underneath. And Wiley just able to come up with a big play there. Go down, big fella. I don't need you getting stripped right now. 9 for 12 and 100 yards for Will Levis. I would love to go to this play, but as of right now, we just don't have the yardage to really go for a big play like this. Because you're looking towards that that stop and go, and you're looking towards that post. It doesn't have the, running room to go and make a bigger play than what it should be. Spears making men miss. Tajay Spears coming up with a big play. 2-minute warning here in Carolina. Yeah, just a big play there from Spears. Making dudes miss. Just doing what he does best, which is breaking guys down, getting them off balance, and making a play. 1st and 10. 2 minutes now here. We don't have to go fast here based off of how close we are and having 3 timeouts as well. And I didn't actually mean to try to pump fake there to Tyler Linton. I did want to get him the football. But I saw something, so I let off the button and tried pushing it again, and apparently it thought that it was fast enough for a pump fake, I guess. 2nd and 11 now after a sack. Technically, it will be listed as a sack. Just get rid of the football to Spears. Can't quite get there, and Will Levis is now down. Holding near his stomach/hip area, so looks like it's going to be something with the hip. Probably got landed on. Not going to feel good for him. 3rd and 11. Putting Malik Willis not in a great spot. Having to come in and immediately go for a 3rd down is kind of fucking crazy. But he's going to have to do it. 3rd and 11. Rolling out. Malik Willis. Scrambling. Nobody there. And Dante Jackson's going to come up with a big stop. First and goal, though, down to the 3. Malik Willis. I almost said Malik Jackson. I don't know. I don't even remember who Malik Jackson is. Was that the D tackle for the Broncos and the Jags? First and goal here, though. Don't love Tyler Linton's route against that superstar and J.C. Horn. Wiley could be open if it's zone, though. First and goal. Dropping back to pass, trying to find something immediately. Nothing really open. Trying to scramble out. He gets away, but he can't get the football out. I try to get to the outside so it's more realistic about throwing the football away. Just can't quite get there. He can return if we want him to. We're going to keep Willis in for now. I think we're going to let him run out the quarter at least. He just provides that little bit of extra offense here down near the goal line. Now, of course, we are 21 yards away now, so it's going to be a big task to go down and score at this point. But getting the ball out to Spears. He's going to have a chance to make a big play here down to the 9. Down to the 10. 33 seconds. We're going to let this clock tick. At this point, there's no reason to stop this clock. There just really isn't any real reason to stop the clock at this point. I'm going to go tight end angle here. 15 seconds. We do need to get this ball off quickly so that we can still at least kick the field goal. But I'm not particularly trusting our offense to score the touchdown, and we're not going to here at the end of the half, which does suck considering how close we got the ball down to the 3-yard line, and we're not going to be able to score a touchdown here. Kind of sucks, but it's better than nothing. 3 points going into half, going up 17-7 here is fine. It really is. We will hopefully see Will Levis in the second half. If we feel like we're doing fine enough, we might go back to Malik Willis, or we might keep him at this point, but probably should go back to Will Levis. Will Levis and company, it looks like they are going to put him back in at this current stage. So I'm going to allow it. I'm going to allow him to come back in at this point. 1st and 10, going to go immediately to a handoff here. JOK just unblocked. Treylon Burks now down. So we will see a little bit more of Franklin Amos and Max Smith here today then. Quite good players still. 2nd and 7 now, going to hand off the ball again on an inside zone. Bounce it back. Good blocks here from the offensive line, and Spears able to find a hole. He's down. Spears now down. Haskins going to have to come in. We're going to sub Linton in. We're going to keep Burks healthy. Wiley immediately here if this linebacker doesn't drop, by the way. If either one of these linebackers, Burns or JOK, don't drop, it's Wiley immediately. No, he drops immediately. And that safety's just playing too deep and just nothing going. Just nothing going there. Just everything was covered perfectly. They had linebackers underneath to contain all that short shit. We ran that route right into cover 3, so all 3 of those deep routes just running right into zones. 2nd and 10 now. Going to throw to Linton here. He's going to come up with a big catch there against J.C. Horn. 4 yards there. Going to go. I don't trust this passing unit right now at this point. Going to go 3rd and 6. Halfback trap. And just whoever number 55 is just made a hell of a play. Gets upfield. Gets blocked down. Basically jukes back in and able to wrap down Haskins. No, Skoronski doesn't even really lay a block on him. That's nice. Going to keep Haskins in too at this point. Up to the 25-yard line comes out this Carolina Panthers offense. 3 targets, 3 yards for Mingo. 1 reception, 1 TD. So not a particularly productive day through the yardage department, but you don't always have to produce via yards. Hell, who had the one game? Was it Max Smith where he had 3 catches for 2 yards and 2 touchdowns or some shit? 3 catches, 3 yards, 2 touchdowns. So you're not always going to be productive via yards. Sometimes it's just about getting into the end zone, making a good play, holding onto the football as well. Here's underneath to McCreary, and guess he just didn't know Kendrick Bourne was getting the ball there. 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4. Dropping into coverage. We're going to have to take away this tight end, look towards Austin Eckler as well. If Austin Eckler slips out, we're going to have to go towards him. There, he's going to run. Bryce Young and Von Florence can't get there. Gets tripped up, I guess, when he made Von Florence miss and must have hit his foot off of Keenan Evans and able to pick up the yards there. Unfortunate. 1st and 10 now. Going into this dime look, dropping into coverage, covering underneath onto... Fuck, I already forgot who that is. Oh, Dulich. Craig Dulich from the Broncos. 2nd and 6 now. This is offensive unit having a good drive finally again. And there's Kendrick Bourne again. I thought he was hitting a curl, and instead he slips out on that zig. So I'm just not able to recover fast enough. He's a receiver. He's going to have to win those reps against a linebacker. I for sure thought he was doing a sit route. I thought he was going to sit down in front of me, so that's why I didn't really respond right away. And there's Austin Eckler again, 5 yards, just 5 yards. Yeah, I don't know. Just Taylor Morton's back in too. That's, I think, why we haven't seen Derek Wesley as much. Like I said, Taylor Morton, pretty good tackle. I know a lot of people expected him to develop a little bit more, and Kendrick Bourne just going apeshit on us, especially when I told the fucking defense to cover that short shit a little bit better and not worry about the medium stuff. The fact that this short shit is still going is kind of crazy. I think that's Richie James. Yes, it is. I figured that's what his look was. I figured it was Richie James after a while, just with the way he looks, his sleeve and his hair, all that fun shit. Some of these players are a little bit easier to spot, of course, because of their, equipment or swag, as some people like to call it. Deduce who they are, even with a new team. 2nd and 7 now. Gonna bring this extra pressure. Get home, not quite. And there's Eckler. Von Florence, I thought, was going to have enough speed to get over there. Austin Eckler probably has like 86 speed at this current moment. And our safety, Von Florence, should have higher than that. He should have upper 90s, well, mid to upper 90s. So the fact that he can't get out there and cover that is kind of pathetic, to say the least. 4th and 2 now after a good stop from Shire. They're close enough where they can go for it. At the 33, they're going to go for it. Weak blitz here. I'm going to have to play man coverage with Keenan McIntyre on Austin fucking Eckler. Caleb Farley, his thing didn't trigger. He literally has knockouts against man coverage on short routes, and it just didn't trigger. I don't know if I just need to let the CPU handle it, but that's kind of ridiculous. That's a short route there. That's not a fucking deep route. It just isn't. Caleb Farley, again, comes up. I think I saw his superstar try to activate. It just didn't do anything. Why is it not doing anything? This game is frustrating, to say the least. And I can't wait for NCAA, where it's going to be the exact same video game. 3rd and 9 here. After a 1-yard rush from Austin Eckler. Just no room to run on the ground. Like I said, they didn't have a great unit coming into today. So them not having a great day on the ground isn't surprising. And then, of course, with us having a very good rush defense, it's even less surprising. Bryce Young able to escape. Can't quite get there. Von Florence, dude, you have a chance at a sack and you break down. Just hit stick the fucker. Bryce Young is out, but he'll probably be back by the next drive. They're going to settle for 3 here. Tyler Linton still looking for a 6th return on the year to tie Devin Hester's record. He has the punt return record tied. If he gets a kick return, he'll tie the total return record. But if he gets a punt return, he will break the punt return record in a season. So, a lot of opportunities for him left, though. 1st and 10, going to go deep fork here. Linton immediately open on this out route. Going to get him the football, get him turned upfield. Gets up all the way to the 1st down marker, 2nd and inches, though. Not quite getting that 1st down. We should be able to pick this up, get us another group of plays, but that is the end of the quarter. 17-10 here at the end of 3. Low-scoring game. Defense kind of playing a part on both teams. Haskins should be able to run downhill a little bit better, get up to that 1st level, and kind of force guys to bounce off of him. 2nd and inches. If we have good blocking, he should have a 1st. He does. He has a 1st down and more. J.C. Horn having to track him down from the other side of the field. 3 for 24 on the day for Haskins. Good little run there for him. Going to go mountain zone here. Bring Oliver across. Get him going up to the 2nd level. They do bring J.C. Horn over, but it is a corner. So, and nobody blocks him. I don't understand how offensive lines in Madden don't understand taking out the 1st threat. I don't care if it's a corner. I don't care if it's a D lineman. I don't care if it's a linebacker. Take out the 1st fucking threat. Stop letting those guys just immediately go through because you're programmed to go hit the linebacker. 2nd and 11 now. Linton underneath on this zig route. Catch, run, upfield. Breaks 1 tackle. Able to get a 1st down and a little bit more. 1st and 10. Going to go jet sweep here to Bo Melton. It's going to be a run play. Bo Melton to the outside. Franklin Amos with a good block. Bo Melton up the sideline and in for a touchdown on a run play. Bo fucking Melton. I know there was a lot of good blocking on that play, but finding the holes, getting into the end zone, Bo Melton showing exactly his versatility here. Up to the 30-yard line comes out the Panthers. They're going to have a good field position to start here. Missed tackle by our special teams unit, and they get a couple extra yards. Gonna run zone coverage here immediately. Take out Kendrick Bourne here on that zig route. Can't quite get it to Jonathan Mingo. 2nd and 10 now. I didn't even notice if it was Bryce Young or not. Was it? Yes, it is. I figured he'd be back. I figured he wouldn't miss any time. I figured. 2nd and 10 now. Dropping into coverage again. Covering underneath. There's Eckler again. And Von Florence coming up making a tackle on him. 17 for 25 today. So far for Bryce Young. Very balanced day for him. Not particularly bad. You know, he's had a pretty good productive day. Going to have to continue to do that to have a chance to come back into this game at this point. Going to send extra pressure. Going to hop on a Von Florence. Take out Austin Eckler. And there's Hooker. Has a chance on it. Bad ball there from Bryce Young. Back across his body. Hooker just, I guess, didn't see the ball coming. 4th and 7. They're going for it on their own territory. This is huge. And there's Osa Odigizua. 6.5 sacks for Osa Odigizua now on the year. Had 5.5 coming into the game. Picks up another here. And he's having a very, very good year. And will get paid probably an offseason by a different team. 1st and 10. Now immediately go to Hassan Haskins on this stretch play. He picks up 3 there. 5 for 26. Going immediately back to the ground here. We're going to go back to the line here. 2nd and 7 now. Going to run a play action rollout. Oliver open. Get him the football. Get him the football and he'll pick up a first for you. Breaks another tackle. Josh Oliver, a very underrated pickup. Wasn't going to expect him to do a whole ton coming into the season. But with an injury to Chig, of course, he is getting a little bit more action. 1st and 10. I kind of want to run opposite directions here just to see. 1st and 10. Going to run this halfback stretch to the weak side. Haskins in. Just eat. Almost lost the football there. That's my bad, big dog. That's my bad. Yeah, that was not very good because if we lost the football into the end zone, that would have been a touchback. I wasn't expecting him to do the rodeo one. I was hoping he would like high step or something. Run at the 1 yard line, in for an easy score. Haskins. So his average is going to go down because we didn't get it on that one play, but Haskins still in. He's actually the leading rush user for touchdowns this season, which is kind of crazy. Well, that one puts him ahead of Tajay Spears at this point. They were tied. Just different opportunities. 1st and 10. Going to go to this dime look. Just get extra coverage units in. There's Kendrick Bourne again. Just nobody. I understand he's running, routes into areas that don't have zones, but man, somebody needs to make a play eventually. Gonna probably run a lot of man here in this later half of the game. Just kind of force their receivers to really beat ours and not really just have free reign. And there's Kendrick Bourne again beating Roger McCreary. A guy that has been solid all season in Roger McCreary, not letting up a whole ton of yards. Unfortunately, does get beat there. 1st and 10. Gonna rush with Keenan McIntyre, and Richie James beats Mark Vickers. But Bryce Young just not able to hit that throw there. Only 10 misses on the day for him. It's not like he's throwing just bad balls out here consistently. It's just not a great look there. 2nd and 10 now. Gonna hop on Keenan again. Try to get him going and meet Keenan McIntyre with a sack. He'll be up to 8.5 as well. And as you can see, our defensive rush unit has just overwhelmingly become a lot better in one offseason. We spent a lot of capital on getting this unit going, and they've shown up bigger and bigger each and every single time. McIntyre again putting pressure on Bryce Young. 4th and 17. There's no way they go for this, right? Down 20. Really, you're going to go for it. I think I might just let the D-line play itself out. No, I'm going to hop on McIntyre. Fuck it. Try to beat the tackle, and he does. Caleb Farley. It's fucking roughing the passer. Took one too many steps and just hit Bryce Young, and he felt it. Yep, and it wasn't even me, to be fair. It wasn't even me. Derek Wesley did it this time, who was on the opposite side. That kind of sucks. That really does suck. 1st and 10. Rookie mistake there. Gonna hop on Keenan McIntyre, beat this guy to the edge, and just can't quite get the ball out to Austin Eckler on that screen pass. Osa under Monte Jones in his face. I'd love if one of those defensive tackles would kind of like drop if they notice, if they have a high enough awareness. Gonna hop into coverage now. I think I've played a little too many pass rush snaps. And Ike Ekwangwo, Keenan McIntyre putting the hurt on him. Just beating him up, and now he's going to be going up against the backup. No, Derek Wesley's going to get the backup rep. So this should be interesting. Derek Wesley, speed rusher, could get there. Screen pass, though. Able to come up with a play. Austin Eckler all the way up to the 24-yard line. 4th and 5 now. I'm going to go, fuck it. Let's go DB1 blitz, but They're going to go play action, and there's Derek Wesley beating the backup, and Derek Wesley's going to finish the game with 2, as we shouldn't have to give the ball back to Carolina. Derek Wesley coming up big. Just, Osa would have gotten there, but Austin Eckler on the play action, able to slow down Osa Digizua just enough. And there's Derek Brown sitting on that fucking edge again. I was going to run it that side, but with a superstar sitting there, I'm going to not do that, because that seems like a bad idea. 2nd and 10. No yard rush there from, and I can't get to the play because we're in hurry up, which is the dumbest thing ever. I was going to go towards our play and see if it would work here. 2nd and 10, we're going to run right up the middle. Haskins gets up to the first down marker and more. Burns now down. At some point, you would, in real life, you'd consider taking your starters out, or at least guys that you truly think are like the superstars of your team. To avoid those situations, at least, 1st and 10, going to hand off the ball again to Hassan Haskins, and Titus Horton just gets beat by Derek Brown. Unfortunately, Titus Horton doesn't really have a chance there because of the superstar abilities on Derek Brown. Kind of unfair to him. I'm not going to judge him based off of something that Madden's just going to instantly let happen. But, my D-tackle on Jeffrey Simmons can't make those same plays, even though he has the same abilities. Make it make sense. 2nd and 13. They have 4 D-tackles in, by the way, right now. And then I think 2 edges and a stand-up backer. So, if that doesn't show how fucked this game is, I think that's a block in the back for our tight end Josh Wiley. Possibly. Either that or hold. As soon as they threw the flag, as I was getting away, I'm like, I know it's going to be flag. No, it's all actually on Lindsey Goodwell, our right tackle. So, 2nd and 22. We've tried to get this clock moving and getting Haskins the ball and getting him some yards, but we just keep having penalties and keep having bad plays. 3rd and 13 now. 12 for 67 on the day for Haskins. Not a bad unit. That's well over 5 yards an average, so it's really not bad. Gonna try to keep this clock moving, though. 3rd and 13, gonna run the football again. I would love to throw the football, but just want to keep the clock moving at this point. Taking off another 40 seconds, gonna give them the ball back with about 40-ish seconds left or so. Right around that mark, so... Out to 13, not the greatest punt. I definitely missed on the accuracy. Kendrick Bourne, 8 receptions for 130 yards. Jesus Christ. Can we please shut him down on this last drive? Please do not let anything go. Derek Wesley can hop on him. Beats Austin Eckler. And there's going to be a multi-sack from both the DNs. They meet at the quarterback. No option there. Bryce Young tries to get away from Wesley. And there's Keenan McIntyre coming on the backside. 2nd and 20. Can the D-line get there again? Wesley trying. No. Inaccurate ball there from Bryce Young. Seriously, at this point in real life, you'd take your starting quarterback out. You wouldn't fucking risk, especially since you've been able to see that this defensive line, when able to tee off against your O-line, has pretty much dominated your group. You'd kind of be like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that the rest of the game. There's Wesley, and he's going to have a hit on Bryce Young. Young just not having a whole ton of options. 4th and 20. Yeah, they're going to punt the football. Probably a smart idea. Not quite going there for Tyler Linton. Had an opportunity. It kind of closed up a little bit faster than I thought it would. Unfortunate. We're going to run with Hassan Haskins here. Since we're up by so much, a fumble doesn't really change anything, and I'd rather get Hassan Haskins yards than, negatively impact Will Levis's yards. So, Hassan Haskins, 10-yard rush there. And that's all that's going to be said and written here today. Winning 31-10, a good defensive step up here. We took the lead. Our defense was then able to respond and play a little bit better. When they're not having to really guess on whether or not it's a pass or a run, they're able to tee off a little bit better. Those edge rushers are able to get home. The D tackles that we've brought in are a little bit lighter, so they're able to just say, hey, I'm rushing. I'm going to take this guy's shoulder, and I'm going to work across it. They have a better opportunity. I think our defense plays a lot better when we play from ahead. Having the Panthers having to throw the football, knowing that they're going to throw the football, I think are all very, prominent things. Knowing when a team is going to be throwing the football does give you an opportunity to play a little bit better defense there. Will Levis, a little bit of a bounce back game, not a whole ton of yards, but 2 touchdowns, no picks. Very good game from him. Hassan Haskins came out and did his job when Tajay Spears went down. Tyler Linton and Bo Melton both had very good games. Bo Melton getting into the end zone via a rushing touchdown. So, a lot of talent across the board. really showing up. This is a bounce back game. We have 4 games left in the season. We do take on those teams. I'll talk about that more once we're back at the main menu. So yeah, a very good game from us all in all. The offense came out and did their part. We didn't ask them to do too much. The defense definitely stepped up in that second half, of course. They came out and performed in a big way. I continue to see greatness in this defense. The defensive line coming alive. Osa Digizua is really proving why we should maybe pay him this offseason if he continues with this production throughout the season and even into the playoffs, hopefully. Immovable object. We should have hit it. We should have maybe even hit it with just even almost Bo Melton and Hassan Haskins, of course, without even including Spears' yards. I think we would have been at almost 115. So yeah, middle linebacker Tajay Spears will have +5 break tackle and carry for the next 2 games. All offensive linemen will have +5 run block. Middle linebacker Tajay Spears, by the way. Good job, EA. And like we've talked about before, they didn't even give me the X factor for the next game for Jeffrey Simmons because we had a fucking bye week, so it just didn't count it. So we will have Quentin Ayers and Tyron Smith more than likely back next week. We are still going to be without Jeffrey Simmons, of course. I don't know if it added a week. I might go back and look at that, to be fair. But I don't know if it added a week. It might have in there. We are taking on the Indianapolis Colts. We have a 3-game away stretch, so we are going to Indianapolis next. We're going to go back to our stomping grounds, get some practice in, and then head up to Indianapolis, of course. Then from there, we'll head out to the East Coast and then back home to face the Texans. And then I don't know what the last game is. I know it's against the Broncos. I just don't know if it's home or away at this point. We are bouncing back in this Indianapolis series. Of course, they hit us for both wins. They took both wins from us the first season, then we split. So right now, we are sitting at, I think it's 2-3. So this would be a good chance to be able to tie the record so far since we've taken over as head coach and GM. Unstoppable force. We're playing against the top offense apparently going into next week. That's fucking lovely. Oh my god, their defense is fucking piss poor. Wow, that's going to be a fun day for us then, hopefully. Hopefully a fun day for the offense. Hopefully the offense comes out and plays very well. But a lot to look forward to. Indianapolis 6-7, us 11-2. Going to take a look at the playoff picture real quick. We'll go over player negotiations as well next week. Try to get a good scope of where we're at with certain players and who I particularly want to bring back. Because I normally don't start re-signing people until about the last 3 weeks of the season. So we'll be approaching that territory a little bit faster and faster. But with that being said, guys, if you guys enjoy this video or any of the videos here on my channel, I would appreciate it if you guys do stick around and subscribe. I do have more content coming out. I have some, stuff going on with the rosters, and I have other stuff, roster updates, all that fun stuff coming out. Gonna get a 2K roster update out hopefully in the next week or so. Gonna get another Madden one out as well. I know I have a couple other videos that are already coming out. We should have another Titans franchise video coming out. The Bo Nix versus Drake May video coming out, and then of course the latest one that I know has been published and pushed out is the Every Creator Rookie from the 2024 NFL Draft class that I made on the roster. So go check out all those videos if they're all out. Go check them out. I know some of this content is a little bit longer than what you guys are used to, especially some of the rookie battles. But hopefully you guys will enjoy a lot of the content that I am pushing out. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.